Yeah, so when I click on load game, you are going to see that I was messing around with it, trying to find stuff out. But, this is just because, the last take that I took wasn't as well as I wanted it to be. And yeah, so we're just gonna get it right into it, and I hope you enjoy this series. Yeah. Also, if I don't say a word or if I just skipped over something, it's because it makes me feel uncomfortable or I just don't want to say it. That goes for any game. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. I opened my eyes to find Sayuri's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. There's our school having napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You're gonna need to get used to it. Don't say that out loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah. I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayuri. It's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Eh? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of a doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayuri, it's written all over you. Eh? Sayuri glances around at herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look at your hair, it's sticking out all around here. Ah! I run my fingertips down the side of Sayuri's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair is just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger. But nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Unfortunately, I really don't care about that. Hey, you meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer button up. Seriously, Sayuri? Why don't you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Eh? That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things. Eh? Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this, aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so... Why does it feel strange to see Sayuri's blazer button up like that? But it feels so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Sayuri hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Phew. That's so much better. Sayuri puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then you wouldn't even let you do the things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would. So, anyway, that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyways, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you're focusing on going to bed earlier. Fine. It's a deal. I guess we are really better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayuri. Oh, but I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share our poems we wrote now? Yay! AJ, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayuri still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayuri and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayuri's is on a wrinkled sheet of a loose leaf torn from a spinal notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a competition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri regularly compare as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Probably Sayuri. Sayuri is best girl, not gonna lie. I hope I'm saying her name right. Sayuri. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayuri first. She's my good friend after all. Oh my goodness! This is so good, AJ! I love it! I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayuri. You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's an AJ poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayuri hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayuri. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, AJ. Deep down, you're not selfish at all. You know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayuri. I'm not sure if Sayuri sees the full picture of my movie here. Then again, I can't deny that she's a part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayuri, Sayuri. Always the same. Sayuri. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyways, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget, and I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Next I'll go with Yuri. Yuri's the best. Oh, hi Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad? No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there's specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is both that the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her diviner totally changes. Her scrambling is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you broadable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamlessly, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ooh, I can't read cursive, so I'm gonna leave this here for a little bit. And yeah, you guys can read it, but I cannot read cursive. I wish I could. Yeah, so yeah. I can only read the title, which says Ghosts Under the Light, but the rest I cannot read. Sorry, Yuri. I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Who, I don't know how to pronounce that. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, AJ. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glare over it after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and expressions in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I haven't thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, who's next? Natsuki. But I want to save. Natsuki. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyways, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you like it. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. You did good, Natsuki. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. Why did her voice change? I'm so sorry. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be very disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps being out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Monica is the last one. I'm scared. I don't want to talk to Monica, but here we go, guys. Hi, AJ. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, AJ. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayuri would like. Is that so? You and Sayuri are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sort of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Sayuri and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayuri's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I could tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit basis towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to try Don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyways, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not any good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle produced? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I feel real blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My runes, already squelched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting an emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be pretty powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of empathy recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Empathy? Yes, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my monotone writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayuri and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They generally exchange sheets of paper, staring their respective poems. As they read in transom, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows frown in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki decidedly returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute! Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Say Yuri liked it, and AJ did too. So based on that, I'll already give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And AJ liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was inspired by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that AJ appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how did you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? And you? And wait, are you? That's full of yourself. No. If I was full of myself, I would just surely go my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one who magically grew a size as soon as AJ started showing up. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as they just noticed I was standing there. AJ, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this would have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all comfort for no reason? The meaning should just jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, AJ. What? Wait. There's no reason we have so many deep inexplicable words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is only necessary. Limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, AJ? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. I want to go with help me, Sayuri, because, like, I want Sayuri to like me. But, yeah, I'm gonna... Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Say, Yuri! Yeah? Whoops, I didn't mean to say it in her voice. Yeah. Everyone is fighting is making Sayuri uncomfortable. How can you two of you keep fighting when you know your friend is making your friend feel like this? AJ. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to inject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayuri wants to tell Yuri that what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immunity that made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why no one likes you. Stop! Natsuki, Yuri! Whoops, I didn't mean to skip. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because... Well... Also... Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri... Sayuri stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayuri is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not really good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayuri is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I wouldn't hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. AJ, how about you? Yeah, I say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. AJ! Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayuri beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayuri and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayuri? About what happened earlier. Eh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, AJ, it's nice that I got to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. It looks like Sayuri still hasn't gotten caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, I just have to see what the future holds, Sayuri. I pat Sayuri on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayuri as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna save here. Just in case. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay, so this is another poem. So, everyone, that was episode 2 of Doki Doki Literature Club. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. You can always unsubscribe later if you don't like it. And, yeah, we'll see you next time on another episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. Yeah. Bye-bye!